Wow, okay, so Theresa May still in by the skin of her teeth. Last night was not a victory. Last night was a survival, and there's a very, very big difference between the two of them. 40, not 43, sorry, 83 or 84 votes kept her in power. That is unbelievable. If Brexit wasn't an issue, Theresa May would be out, plain and simple. And the Jeremy Hunt's praising the PM is quite frankly stomach turning. You unbelievable suck up. But okay, what does this mean? This means a few different things. First off, the next time Theresa May wants to jump on Jeremy Corbyn for being unpopular within the Labour Party, everyone should remind her of this. When she first came into number 10, she was fairly popular within the Conservative Party. Really want to make that clear. She got in because she was fairly popular within the Conservative Party. She then made the mistake of calling a general election where Conservatives lost more than they wanted to. And now this. For the last few weeks, there's been a rumbling of people wanting to do this mutiny, and they've been holding off because they can only do it once a year. So Conservatives have called for a vote of no confidence. They can't do it again for another 12 months. Part of the reason why she's still in power is because she said that she won't run in the next general election. Someone else will definitely lead the Conservatives. It will not be Theresa May. So that concession, that screams volumes. And this morning I read an article by Evolve Politics, I will leave it linked down below, saying that Buckingham Palace is talking to number 10. And the article explains the only real reason why Buckingham Palace would be in talks with number 10 would be if the Prime Minister is on the brink of leaving. Watching her speech last night, you can see she's devastated by it. The words are very different to the facial expressions that she's putting across. So the words were condescending, very, very condescending, almost boastful, which she hasn't got any grounds to boast and celebrate. This is not a celebration thing. It was her typical rhetoric, strong and stable and all that crap. The Conservative government is far from strong and stable. I know Labour's got a lot of issues because Labour still has a lot of Tories left over from Tony Blair and Gordon Brown, who were Tories. I mean, the only difference between their Labour, between New Labour and the Conservatives, is the difference between Coca-Cola and Diet Coke. Neither of them are any good, but one is a little bit better. Where was I? May's speech. So the words that she used and going on the way that she did, it was very condescending. It was the typical rhetoric. It was the typical scripted Maybot that we all expect. Little bit of patronising, but her facial expressions were completely different. If you can only listen to it, then it's a completely different story. But if you can sit down and actually watch her face, she is devastated by this, and for the reasons I just said. When she started, she was fairly well supported. Now she is only in power because she said she will not rerun. Don't know if she'll stick to that, but even then, chances are if she reruns, her party will oust her. And again, because of Brexit. Now, Brexit is the reason why she got into number 10. Brexit is a massive, massive issue, and no one taking over in Downing Street would have an easy time. No one at all. But if it wasn't for Brexit and if it was just something else, for example, if the media actually bothered to do their job and kept bringing home the UN report rather than just giving that quick 5 minutes that sided with the Conservatives, and that was a national interest story, May would be out. No doubts, no questions about it. She would be gone. But because it is chaotic, because not backing the Prime Minister at this point makes it very, very difficult to not just get a fairly decent deal with Europe, but a decent deal with any country. Because what this country is screaming is that we have no leadership at all. The Conservatives can't lead. For all their sneering and insults and smearing and using social media to promote lies about the opposition, they can't lead. They can just run up the bill and then lie about it. But yeah, the end of this, Theresa May is still the Prime Minister. Just a couple of months down the line, we'll see. I mean, let's face it, Jeremy Corbyn can still call his own vote of no confidence, and he will have the SNP backing him, may have the DUP backing him because they're not exactly pleased with what the Conservatives are doing. Could have Clyde Cymru, could have the Greens as well. That could be enough. I mean, May is not safe. Right now, it just depends what Jeremy Corbyn actually wants to do, and if he wants to make that power play. I think if he does, then he will get it. But these are the days of Brexit. It's very difficult to call it one way or the other.